Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Off-Farm Income Podcast. Hey, thank you so much for joining us here on our YouTube channel for episode number 1013. Well, let me ask you a question. What is your level of fear? Would you describe yourself as fearless? Because in episode number 1013, we are going to introduce you to a young lady who's as close to fearless as you can get. And we're talking about, well, anything. Public speaking, getting out in front of people, leadership positions, going fast on four-legged animals. We're going to be speaking with Madi Mcfarland all about barrel racing, about training horses, about taking on new training challenges, and about her dream colleges where she wants to compete in college rodeo. We've got that all coming up for you. We're going to get that started for you right now. Madi, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. It is my pleasure, and I am looking forward to the conversation. Where are we speaking to you from right now?
I'm from Georgetown, Kentucky.
All right.
My horse trailer right now.
You're at what?
I'm in my horse trailer right now.
Okay. That's a pretty nice horse trailer. I'm looking there. That looks like a full-blown RV there in the background.
Thank you.
Very cool. So are you there? Are you just doing this out of the spirit of your business, doing it in your horse trailer, or are you like away to show or something like that right now?
I'm kind of been outside today, and it's just quiet out here, so I just came out here.
Okay. Well, that works good. I like it. I appreciate it. It's a great setting. Well, I am eager to find out about your business, and I want to talk all about your time in the FFA as well. Can we start off by just getting a little bit of background on you?
So I've been riding horses since I was 4. I actually started riding saddlebreds, and then I started with a little bit of Western pleasure. It just was way too slow for me. I like to go fast. So when I was 10, I actually switched over to barrel racing. I started high school rodeo, and it's just ever since then, that's all I've done, and that's all I know how to do. So just really involved in rodeo. Started FFA freshman year, and I've loved everything about it. So.
All right. So you like speed.
Yes, definitely.
Very fun. Okay, so you started the FFA in your freshman year, and you're a senior now?
I'm a junior.
A junior. Apologize for that. And then you're serving as your chapter's president?
I served as chapter president last year, and this year I'm secretary.
Oh, okay. Man, I've got to get my facts straight. I'm a year off on everything here, Madi. Very cool. Well, man, you've had a great ride in the FFA already. What brought you in? Why did you want to join?
It was definitely like the agriculture aspect of it. I just wanted to be around people who shared the same interests as I do. And then the leadership part of it really, once I got in there, it really just sucked me in because it was really cool to be with people who like the same stuff as me, and also to learn how to talk to people and that kind of thing.
Okay. And so tell me about the agriculture part. Do you live on a farm?
I do. I have all my horses here with me.
Okay. Man, and in Kentucky's a horse state.
Yes.
That is really neat. Now, are most of the horse people around you, are they rodeo people like you're doing, or are most of the people into horse racing and things like that?
There is definitely not a lot of rodeo people around here. It is thoroughbred farms everywhere. That's basically all we have. A lot of the stuff that we go to is Western Kentucky because there's just not much around here, but there's a few.
Okay. So how did you make that transition? I think you may have mentioned it right at the top of the show, but what took you into the rodeo world?
So I actually went to 4-H state horse show one year, and I was out there watching people run barrels, and I was like, that is so cool. I want to do that. And so I was talking to my mom, and we found somebody that could kind of teach me the beginning of it. And so I went out there, started taking some lessons, and then the rest I just kind of picked up myself. And yeah, I just started training my own horses, kind of doing my own thing.
Okay. And how long have you been barrel racing now?
Since I was 10, so I guess that's been almost 7 years.
Almost 7 years. Wow. How far do you travel to do this and to find rodeos?
The farthest that we've ever gone so far, we went to Jackson, Mississippi. That was about 9 hours. And this summer we're going to Lincoln, Nebraska for high school finals. So that'll be the farthest we've ever been.
Wow. That is cool. That is great. Well, I mean, you're so busy and you're doing all this travel, but you found time to be part of the leadership team at your FFA chapter. Why? What was it about that? You said it sucked you in. What was it about that kind of sucked you in?
it was just like being able to first of all be around people who were into the same stuff as me, kind of share the same interests because it's more comforting to be around people that like the same things that you do. So that was pretty cool. And then it's just like the people were so friendly and the advisors from my freshman year, they were amazing. They taught me so much stuff. And it's just like something that once you're in there, like you can't get out of it. Like it's kind of like a cult. Almost like you can't get out of it. You don't want to leave ever.
Did you say it was like a cult?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, that is the best description. Well, let me back up on that. If I were to be involved in a cult, that's the cult I'd want to be involved in. I don't want to be involved in any other cults, but that one, okay, fine. FFA, Blue Jackets, and agriculture, I'll take it.
Yes.
That is a funny description of the FFA, but I guess I see where you're coming from. So it's interesting that you served as president already. Now you're serving as secretary. So you had your year of leadership. What did you do during that year?
So it was actually, we built a new school last year. So it was the first year that we've ever had FFA at that school. So I was the first president ever, and we just focused on trying to build our numbers. And so we went to national convention for the first time as Great Crossing and state convention. We did some competitions and stuff. So our focus last year was really just trying to grow our numbers and establish our program. So that's what we worked on.
Okay, so Great Crossing High School in Georgetown, Kentucky. This is the second year it's ever been in existence?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so but you're a junior and you were in FFA your freshman year. So where were you your freshman year then?
I was at Scott County and I was in FFA there.
Okay, you're FFA there, and then why did you move to the new high school?
Because I wanted kind of like an opportunity. Like it was cool to think that I could be the first president or, help build a chapter ground up. And also it's a lot closer to my house and the school itself is nicer, I guess. So, yeah.
Why did they build a new high school there? Is your area growing? Are people moving there?
Yeah, so we have a big Toyota plant here in Georgetown, and our population is just growing like rapidly. So we had to have a new school.
Okay, got it. Yeah, same thing. I live in Idaho, and we're building new high schools too. We're experiencing the same thing. So does anybody drive anything besides Toyotas there?
Yeah, there is some. There's a lot of truck. I would say there's a lot of farm truck.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, with that being such a staple of industry there, I'm assuming to pull your big stock trailer that you're sitting in, it's probably not going to be a Toyota, even a Tundra.
Yeah, I don't think that would work.
Yeah, that would probably not work. Well, that's really cool. You mentioned your FFA advisor. So how many do you have there?
So Scott County, I had 2. And so when I moved to Great Crossing, now we just have 1. So yeah.
Okay. Would you mind acknowledging who those folks are? We always like to shout their names out on the show.
Yeah, so my freshman year, it was Nathan Sewell. He was my teacher. And then the other advisor was Alyssa Souter. So they were really good. I learned a lot from them. And then when we moved to Great Crossing, our new advisor is Emily Weiler, and she's helped us grow the program.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for mentioning them. Let's talk about your supervised agricultural experience. So obviously we've got the gist of what's going on, but tell us about what it is you do officially for your SAE.
So I actually have 2 parts to my SAE. The first is just having my rodeo horses that I run barrels on and just like owning my own operation and just everything it takes to operate that. And then the second part is my retired racehorse project. I bought an off-the-track thoroughbred and I'm retraining him for the retired racehorse Makeover this October. So that's my other project.
Okay, the retired racehorse Makeover. Tell us what that is. This is the first I've ever heard of it.
So they started this in Kentucky a few years ago, and it's grown a lot since then. Basically, it's taking thoroughbreds off the track that don't have a job anymore because they retire them pretty young. And it's just taking them and repurposing them for other events so that they can be used for something else and they have a life after that. So you have a year to train your horse, and then you go compete at the Makeover, and I think they give away like over $100,000. So, yeah, we're going to that in October.
Wow, that's really interesting. So, what are you training your Makeover horse? What new skills or new talents is it going to acquire?
So my Makeover horse came off the track in 2019. He's his dad actually was second in the Breeders' Cup, so he's pretty cool. And I'm training him as a barrel horse, which is kind of, you don't see many thoroughbreds as barrel horses, but I just wanted to try it. I thought it'd be a challenge. I wanted to see if I can make it work. So,
what's his name?
His name is Fireball John.
Fireball John. And that was his name, I'm assuming, coming to you?
Yes, and
Okay.
so we just call him.
Okay. How's the training coming?
It's definitely going good. There's been some obstacles just because he's so different from my horses. I've just had to train him completely differently than my others. He has a much shorter attention span. He just wants to run. So we've had to knock everything back down to the basics and just figure all that out. But he's definitely hit a turning point. He's really come a long way. So I'm really happy with him.
So the other horses that you've trained to run barrels, have they all been kind of a blank slate? Or had they been trained to do other stuff before you trained them to run barrel?
So my first horse, I actually got her when I was 4, and she was 4 when I got her. So she was green broke. You could sit on her. That was about all she knew. So over the years, me and her have just kind of grown up together. Everything I've ever asked her to do, she does it for me. So I've done Western Pleasure on her. I've done like 4-H shows. Me and her have done everything. And I started barrel racing on her. So we just kind of learned the pattern together. And so, yeah, she didn't know much of anything when I got her. And then my other barrel horse, she was patterned when I got her. So she knew the barrels, but she hadn't been hauled a whole lot. So we've just been taking her to road stuff and letting her see things and getting her just finished. And that way she knows what she's doing. So that's what I've been doing with her. And then my 2-year-old is actually, his mom is the horse I got when I was 4. So I've trained him completely by myself. I sat on him for the first time. I put a halter on him for the first time. Everything. He didn't know anything.
Okay. So with those horses that don't know anything, but then you bring in Fireball John and he knows something, right? He's done a lot of racing.
Yeah.
Is it a bigger challenge to train him, or is it easier to train him to run the barrels?
I would say that it's more of a challenge to train him because you're kind of untraining stuff that he already knows how to do. So you kind of got to backpedal and then start up. I will say it's probably more challenging, but in some ways, I guess it can be easier because he's got some sort of foundation. You just have to kind of go backwards to get back to that.
And did you have to purchase him, or was he donated?
So you purchase thoroughbreds for this on your own, and then you just get them approved for the competition. So yeah.
Okay. And then, so what is your plan after the competition? Will you be keeping him? Will you be selling him? What do you think you'll be doing?
So, I mean, I can't really say for sure because, he turned out to be like super good. I'll hold on to him for a while. But as of right now, my plan is to sell him after the makeover.
Okay. Very interesting. Now, are you making money in high school rodeo, and are you trying to make money in this horse makeover competition?
So high school rodeo actually doesn't pay out money at just our regular season rodeos.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't win anything there really. And as far as the makeover goes, I have really high hopes for him. I'm hoping that he can go down there and do something, hopefully win some money, but I'm not like just counting on it. So that'd be a nice bonus, but there's no pressure on him or anything.
Okay.
As of right now, no.
Okay. So the name of the business you've got listed for your SAE is Triple M Performance Horses. Where does that name come from?
So my name is Madi Mcfarland. So the Triple M just kind of went with that, and I kind of made up a brand out of that. And then as far as the performance horses, I don't want it to just be barrel horses or anything like that because I have horses going in multiple different directions, and I like to kind of keep my opportunities open.
Okay. And so are you selling any horses currently?
Currently, I don't have any that are actually for sale, but for the most part, everything's for sale. If somebody has.
Okay, so if the right offer came along, that's potential.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Are you doing any training for anybody else?
Not right now. I actually just started giving like beginner riding lessons. So that's kind of a new thing that I've kind of gone into. But as of right now, I don't have any outside horses in.
Okay. And do you give the lessons under that business name, Triple M Performance Horses?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Well, so where do you want to take this? Do you want to, after high school, you want to continue on and start developing this and selling and training horses for a living? Is that something you're looking into?
Definitely. My goals after high school is I want to go to college, be on a good college rodeo team, and I'd like to become an equine surgeon. So I don't want to have like a full-blown training operation that's like my full-time job. I would just like to have something on the side. I loved breeding my 2-year-old. I thought that was a cool experience. So ideally, I would have some kind of breeding program just to train colts, start from the beginning. So, yeah.
Okay. Equine surgeon. So would you specialize in just one type of surgery if you did that?
Honestly, I'd probably like to do just general surgery just so I can see some different stuff. I don't want to be tied down to one specific thing. I just like to see it all.
Okay. So that means vet school.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as college rodeo, have you identified the colleges that are in, I guess, your top 5 or something like that where you'd like to compete?
I definitely have a top 2 that would be like my dream schools. I'd love to go to Texas A&M. Their rodeo team is amazing. So that's like my dream school. And then I also really like Oklahoma State University. They have a really good rodeo team. I'd love to go there too. So those are my
Very cool. Now, when it comes to college rodeo, can you just can you just enroll for school there and show up with your horses and say I'm joining the team, or do you have to be invited? Is it like other collegiate sports where they have to recruit you and ask you to come be on the team? How does it work?
So I think it really depends on the program because I know like close to us, the University of Kentucky, they have a rodeo team, but they just started up a couple years ago. So right now you can just walk onto that team and be a part of it just because they don't have a whole lot of interest. But I think at like bigger schools, you have to be invited to actually compete under the school name. Like you can still go to the rodeos, but to be on their actual team that competes for like team points, you have to be invited for that part.
Okay. Very interesting. Well, Maddie, you sound fearless. You sound to me like there's no challenge that you're not willing to accept. Am I hearing you right?
For the most part, I do like challenges.
I'd love to ask your advice for other students before we finish up the interview. For students out there who are interested in doing something, but there is a little bit of fear holding them back. They're kind of sitting there going, I don't know, I could fail. What will people think of me? Things like that. What would you have to say to that student if they were asking you your advice?
Basically, I've learned that you're going to regret it way more if you don't do it and if you don't take that chance. So even if you look totally stupid out there, I mean, if that's the worst that can happen, that's not too bad. So just try new things. It's worth it in the end.
Awesome. Well, Maddie, best of luck to you. Thanks you so much for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being here, everybody, and thank you to Madi Mcfarland for coming on the Off-Farm Income Podcast today and sharing that great information with us. As always, we would love it if you would become a subscriber here on the Off-Farm Income Podcast YouTube channel. Please click that subscribe button, and hey, we'd love to have you as a follower on social media as well. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And everybody, until next time, enjoy your journey to the ultimate lifestyle business, agriculture.